Hello, Dean Audette here with the Great Canadian Dog Academy. Hope you're having a fantastic day. You know, we always get asked the question, what makes you different from any other dog trainer throughout Western Canada? I want to start by saying there are a lot of extremely talented dog trainers throughout Western Canada, and I have great respect for what they do. But our area of expertise does not lie in the dog training world. We are actually dog psychology and behavior modification experts. So, what is the difference? Well, let me give you some really popular dog training methods. You take your dog to a dog training facility, to the dog trainer, they work with the dog, and then they return the dog back to you ready, all trained up for the tasks at hand. So another format is you and your dog attend a weekly class for X amount of weeks, and you and your dog learn together. So what types of formats could you see? Well, there are obedience training, which is come, heel, sit. There's agility training. There's show dog training. There's fly ball. There's search and rescue, nose work. There's so many fun things that you can do with your dog, and there's so many talented dog trainers in all of those areas. Now, those types of formats don't necessarily work for dog training. Once again, another dog training format is to use treats or to use force. So if I was going to use treats with a dog that has behavior issues, let's say it is a dog that's in a stressed state of mind, it's exhibiting a behavior issue, let's say pulling on the leash, okay? And it's super stressed, it's pulling on the leash, maybe lunging towards another dog, and every time it does it, I give that dog a treat. Can you see that that's kind of reinforcing that behavior? Now, I've had some dog trainers say, well, I'm distracting. Well, I appreciate that human psychology attempt, but it simply doesn't work when it comes to behavior issues. Then there's the other end of the spectrum, which is force training. There's several different types of force training, e-collar being one of the more popular ones. So if as a human being, have behavior issues and you need to modify my behavior issues, I express my behavior and you give me some electrical voltage. Is it going to modify my behavior? Yeah, probably it will. Is it going to fix the root cause though? Probably not. It doesn't go on the journey to figure out the why. So that is the biggest difference between what we do and what dog trainers do. And there's even some dog trainers that dabble in the behavior training world. And if they can have some positive effect, well, that's great, because any of the dogs that are in a state of mind where they're expressing behavior issues, they're stressed. And I'm happy that that there's over 36 million people in Western Canada, and 81% have at least one dog. So there's no possible way that one or two people are going to resolve all of those behavior issues. So I'm on a mission to educate over 10 million people so that we can all collectively have a massive impact on the dogs in our society, to reduce the stress, to reduce the behavior issues, and give these dogs a much better quality of life every day. So I am happy to train anybody who is open to learning how to help these dogs, and in many cases save these dogs' lives, because many of them get put down because the people in that dog's environment just simply don't know how to deal with it. I've had dog trainers tell some of my clients, I can remember one in very specific instance, had 5 different dog trainers tell that person, put that dog down. There's no possible way that anybody could ever rehabilitate that dog because it was so extreme. Within 4 days, that dog was somewhere between 80 and 90% improved over where we started working with it, and the owner didn't have to put the dog down. So we have a 100% success rate. I'm not perfect. My wife will be first in line to tell you that. But the system that we teach is perfect because it's the dog's language. It's dog psychology. It's how they think. It's how they perceive the world. It's how they communicate. There's no human being that has had their fingers in inventing it, and no human being that's had their fingers in there changing any of it. This is their language. And this isn't about, you know, turning our lives upside down to incorporate these dogs into our lives. It's more about coming to a greater understanding of their psychology and their language so that we can successfully incorporate them into our lives and into our society and into our world and our family in a calm, psychologically calm and under control state of mind. That's what we want. We just want our dogs to kind of be bomb proof in any situation. We just want them to know that every situation is okay. They don't have to respond with fear or stress or aggression. So whatever the situation is with the dogs, that's where we're aiming for, is a much better quality of life. So can dog trainers have a positive effect on dogs? Sure they can. Sure they can. The majority of the dog trainers with their hearts in a wonderful, passionate place for these dogs are implementing human psychology. And there's many different human psychology philosophies. It's just not how they think. It's just not their language. So if you are looking to find out the whys, this is the deep root cause of why is my dog doing this. Once we understand the whys, it's going to be a lot easier for us to understand the strategy on how to resolve it and the strategies on how to prevent it from happening in the future. Okay? So finding out the root cause, that is the journey that we need to go on. And that is the journey that we go on with every single one of our clients that has a dog with behavior issues. It is our passion. It's what we live for. I was born in 1963. I've been doing this a long, long time. And we have the bugs worked out of our system. The system that we run is a system that we have worked very, very hard at to perfect. And it is a system that is designed very specifically to be effective and efficient for the dogs. So find out more. Here's what you do. Right now, click on the button that says Dog Psychological Profile. Complete a dog psychological profile on your dog. Now, I'm going to invite you to be as honest as you possibly can. So every single item that's on there, even if the dog does it a little bit and it doesn't bother you, still check it off. So you might have a major concern and then there's a whole bunch of other minor things going on that you're not worried about. Still check them off because they're an important piece of the puzzle. So complete that dog psychological profile. We will contact you and we'll go through the details. We'll learn more about your dog. We'll do an assessment, and then we can give you some very real recommendations on what is going to be the best road for us to travel to help you resolve these behavior issues with your dog. Okay? So, Dean with the Great Canadian Dog Academy, making a difference in people's lives, one dog at a time.